What's the fastest car in Gran Turismo 7? My aim with this series is to find out. I'll focus mainly on road cars, each will be tested unmodified on comfort soft tyres, and again once fully upgraded, and a third time if it has an engine swap. I'm no pro, but I can usually do a lap without yeeting myself into a wall, so hopefully I can do each car justice. All cars are tested on a PS5 controller because I'm cheap, and they're all being driven with no driver assist except for ABS, which is set to low. The test track is the Nurburgring Sprint Course because it has a good mix of corners as well as some longer straights. Let's see today's contender.
The Viper is a car that will live in infamy for as long as cars exist. A car with a terrifying reputation alongside other widow makers such as the Shelby Cobra and the Porsche 930 Turbo. Everything about this car is loud, from the engineering to the styling. This is technically the second generation Viper, though it is effectively a facelift of the original SR1, which drew some criticism for how raw it was. This revised model received such luxuries as windows and a roof. The side exit exhausts were also relocated to the rear to prevent owners burning their ankles when exiting the car after a journey. The comically oversized 8-litre V10 was also updated with a new exhaust and camshaft, increasing power from 400 to 450 horsepower. Despite the reputation for being difficult to drive, the Viper GTS is quite tame in Gran Turismo 7. It has similar stats to the 2015 Mustang, though its brakes aren't as sharp and it's faster in a straight line. It gets a time of 1 minute 42.676, 1 second ahead of the Mustang. I was tempted to recreate the red Team Orica livery from Gran Turismo 3 and 4 for the tuned car, but decided to go even further back with the GTSR livery from Gran Turismo 2, itself based on the Canasca Southwind Viper that competed at the 1996 24 Hours of Le Mans and finished in 10th overall. This car gets a rear diffuser option which gives it an advantage over other cars like the similarly powered Mustang GT. Still, with 900 horsepower you would expect the Viper to be a handful even with the extra downforce. Let's see how it performed. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Viper, and I always have. This car is an absolute monster around the track, and yet it's still very controllable. The Viper almost beats the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak with a time of 1 minute 21.914. That time puts this Viper only 1 second behind the Porsche 918 hypercar, which has the advantage of 4-wheel drive as well as an extra 80 horsepower and hybrid assistance. It's also just behind a few of the Group C cars. The tuned Viper is no joke. The stock car meanwhile has been beaten by a Turbo Beetle. I feel like a lot of cars are going to have that slight embarrassment. It has beaten most of the other stock road cars though. The setup is pretty much the same as a lot of other cars I've tested. It doesn't need too much tweaking as it's already quite easy to drive for a 900 horsepower Viper. If you're considering buying this car, just go ahead and do it. Whether you drive it stock or tuned, it handles very well and the V10 sound certainly doesn't hurt either. And that was the Dodge Viper. Tune in next time where I'll test something that doesn't have an 8-litre V10. If you have any requests for cars you would like to see tested sooner, please comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Ta-ra!